A little while till we get there because we head to Terra Nova first. 8.4 kilometres. This one, and similarly, it'll be rough like the first. Again, the drivers have referenced safari within this one. There's been quite a few safari references over the weekend so far. But it is all now preparation and getting through this one before you tackle the long stage of the loop. Kalle Rovanperä, Jone Halttunen, then we'll see what the conditions are like in this one first. After the second stage of the rally, they are now in 6th position overall. 7.7 seconds off the lead, 1.3 behind Thierry Neuville. If you are just joining us, welcome along. Ogier is leading over Esa-Pekka Lappi by 0.4 of a second, with Lube in 3rd position. Big shout out to everyone who's been messaging in this morning, especially some of the people who have messaged in from America, who have had very little sleep overnight and are watching this morning. So welcome along.
I think some of these drivers might have had a sleepless night looking forward to some of this. That Terra Nova stage does look like it's going to be something special. Great images from Julian and the crew out there.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to Montelerno next, but
slightly new finish to this one as well, isn't there, the last few kilometres? A bit more of an addition. A few of the drivers will have done it before, but not been used really since 2014, the last couple of kilometres of this one. So a few of them won't have done it before, Kalle being one of them. Again, very much like that first stage this morning. Does feel quite bone dry, doesn't it, this early section? But this is we're reports of the mud bath, haven't we, towards the end of
the mud hole.
Mud hole.
Mud bath. It depends what you're into, PK. If you want to get into the mud bath, you're more than welcome. But yeah, mud hole around about, I think it was, as you said, 500 metres from the flying finish. But it's a bit of a contrast with the previous stage already in the sense that there's not so many bumps, jumps in here. The car's not being thrown around quite as much as we saw on the first of the tarmac sections that we see, which are dotted around throughout the weekend. How much different it must feel going from the rough gravel onto the smoother tarmac, even if it is momentarily. A really interesting route this year. It's a really interesting challenge, certainly on today. Tiziano Siviero, who has really thought about this route a lot and thought about it when he was recovering from his accident last year. You know, he's talked about how he wanted to create a real challenge for the drivers, especially with moving Montelerno to the almost 50 kilometres that it is. Quite a few people on social media are asking about lengths of stages, and we haven't, with the current regulation car, done a stage of this length yet. But yes, we have done over 50 kilometres previously. Here in Sardinia, for example, it's been almost 60 on that test before. We've done an 80 kilometre stage at Rally Mexico a number of years ago. And, you know, they do form a very different challenge, the more endurance-style stages. Yeah, we don't see it so much, do we, these days, in the sort of modern era of the sport. Of course, back in the day, you'd have stages in Kenya that were sort of 200 over 100 kilometres,
crazy lengths. It's much more of a sprint these days, but great to have these challenges. I know Ogier certainly said, didn't he, during the build-up to the event, he loves those unique challenges of, the concentration needed over half an hour of attacking roads like this. It's incredible. And also, of course, looking after the car. He talked about how so many of these crews opting to just carry one spare tyre. Tanak had one hard on the car this morning. He's got a mixed package, remember. Rovanperä, though, 5 soft tyres, remember, on the car, in the car. Hasn't got them on the car, that'd be going some, wouldn't it?
Is that a deregulation I've missed?
Yeah, Tanak was 2 halves, 3 softs. Finish this new section now, just the first 6 kilometres where the Terra Nova that most of the guys will know. So new notes to be tested out now from here on in. It still remains incredibly narrow this time, quite tree-lined as well.
Doesn't look as damp here though as the previous stage.
No, yeah, just looking at, and you're right, much smoother, a little bit easier on the suspension this one, and the crews. They really were shaken and stirred, weren't they, in that last one? Here we're getting some of this.
Is that a Bond reference?
No.
Both Ogier and Neuville and Pierre-Louis Loubet, they were both all 3 of them, sorry, in the press conference yesterday, and they picked out that first stage as the roughest here. And we could certainly see that, couldn't we? Okay, we're into the...
Here's a mud hole.
Yeah.
Not bath. Wow. Yeah,
wow,
it really
it's like a double mud hole there. Oh, triple. This...
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I understand the safari comparisons right now. We'll do, don't we?
Waiting for a hippo to come wandering across the screen. Goodness me. The conditions this year.
That's just insane.
It's almost like the organisers booked the weather to come in just to make it this this incredible celebration of the two decades here. 4:01.6 for Calais.
Now, Diana Beeks is at the stage end for us, chatting to the drivers. We'll be hearing from them very shortly. But yeah, 5:36.7 for Calais. Let's get a couple of words with him. Calais 05.36.7. Your first off on this stage. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was okay, but I think on this stage it will be much harder to match the pace of the others because everybody knows most of the stage, so when cleaning the road, it's not easy. But yeah, it was not a good stage from my side. It was pretty shit, to be honest.
Conditions pretty different to what we expected this morning.
I think we expected this. Definitely, the trip is quite okay for us, but definitely it gets still much better for the others, so it's not easy.
And just a quick ride in your not going to be easy out there, that's for sure. As he said, he feels like the others with the knowledge of the stage are going to be a bit closer.
Yeah.
Not quite the obviously the brand new test that we saw on the previous one.
Yeah, it was actually 36.7, wasn't it, for Calais? I think I read out the split time, not his overall time. But yeah.
I've done that before, don't worry.
Just read out a number. Flashing lots of numbers at us, aren't they? And there's some very impressive numbers coming from this man.
Yeah, not sure he'll be able to make such a difference in here.
This crest is quite something, isn't it, here?
Well, Tanak was pretty wild over it, wasn't it? The landing was a little wild. But Tanak's split is great against Robin Parent. He was 3.5 seconds faster.
Yeah, I think it is now. We're seeing this stage that much drier. I think that's what Calais was referring to. A little bit all that dampness through almost the second half of that earlier stage, but there probably will be a little bit more road cleaning in this one, you'd imagine. Interested to see this first split come through from Ogier, though. As Tanak bears down on the mud and the water lying in wait at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they know that's there. They've seen that on the recce. But still, coming through it at pace.
I mean, you almost aquaplane, don't you, through some of these bigger puddles. And it's only going to get more and more rutted for the second pass. Good run, though, for Tanak.
It is a great run. It's 2 seconds up, 5:34.7. Any translations accepted?
Yes, more than welcome. Our Estonian friends know there's lots of you watching on, as always. Back with Ogier then, star of the show in the opening stage of the day. Bearing down on that 6.3 kilometre split. Let's hear from Tanak.
Point, you were fastest by 2.0. How technical is this stage?
Not too bad, actually, quite consistent. It's definitely much more loose than the previous ones. So yeah, quite dry gravel, but still demanding enough. So yeah, it seems like our boot keeps coming up. So it's fun.
And what, under new language, please? Oh wow! So we didn't see that really, did we? Obviously on the coverage, but it said the real boot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that opening stage
is not quite.
Well, maybe they had that opening stage, but it was really like buckaroo and thrown around. Maybe just got loosened up, and we didn't mention it in the first stage, did we? So I guess maybe they just had one big impact, and maybe those the pins that are holding it in just popped open. They'll need to have a look at that before the long one, won't they? Goodness me. Get a couple of cable ties out, the ever faithful cable ties, maybe can do the job there.
Can't imagine a world without them.
Come on, I'm still waiting for this first split for Ogier.
It's him. He's 1.3 seconds up on Rottenpera.
Oh, yeah.
But slower than Tanak by 2.2.
See Tanak, didn't we, over that this crest? Remember he had that slightly sort of wild landing, maybe he just dislodged something there. But yeah, certainly looking like a good response to the early pace from Ogier by Tanak. See what Evans can do.
Yeah, as he said on the previous one, it was so rough, so bumpy. He really wasn't prepared to take the risk in there. He kept it in the middle of the road.
I think you're right as well. After a big off like he had in Portugal, Elvin, it will just take a little bit. It doesn't change to Scott about it. His co-driver on yesterday, just very rare that they have a big moment like that. So it's sort of take you a little bit of time to rebuild the confidence. The mud streaming up the windscreen. Oh, he recovered a bit of ground there. It's 4/10 dropped in the end to Tanak. But a very different feel to this stage than the first one.
Absolutely, really is, isn't it? 5:35.1 for Seb.
We'll start looking forward to the monster that lies in wait. Montelerno next, remember. Thierry.
Sebastian, you're 0.4 from Tanak. How did you approach this stage?
Well, it's quite some rough section, especially at the end, so I tried to be a bit safe as much as I can, but it was an okay stage.
And could I just have that in French as well?
Yeah, I think caution definitely needed. Reminder, Newville on all soft compound tyres. He does have a couple of hards available though, if he wants to get those out for that epic stage to come.
Right sharp, caution down. Free right sharp, opens long. 40. Left of a crest into free right plus. Trim of a crest, 30 brakes. Late 6 left sharp of a crest. Push, 50 down. Slot tight, 8 right in. Repeat, slot tight, 8 right in.
Like good pace in here then for Evans, just 2.6
Free right of a crest,
off
30.
that
Caution, free left trim.
marker from Tanak at that first split. That's 6.3 kilometres. Difficult one to really attack though as well this stage.
We've had 2 shorter stages this morning purely because we are heading into the longer one. Oh, Nice air from Thierry, then back just a little wide on the landing, but beautiful. It's all a case of management this morning, throughout the entire morning, because you've got to keep your tyres in pretty good nick going into the long one. There are a couple of drivers who do the management of not only tyres but the car, everything so well. Ogier probably the master of it.
Yeah, I mean, those Toyota boys are going to have to as well. They've only got one spare in the car, mostly softs in the package.
7 right sharp.
That must be
7 right sharp. 6 left sharp.
Just starting to see a few clouds starting to appear on the horizon. Maybe that. Oh, look at the mud screaming up the windscreen. Of course, they don't want to get any of that water into the air vents that could flood the engine, but Elvin survives.
2.1 seconds off the pace then. Setting very similar time to Kalarov and Pera on this Terra Nova test. Just a tenth of a second behind. Fourth fastest, Tanak, is leading the stage for us. It's a time of 5:34.7. EP and Janne into the stage. Remember, they are in second position overall. Elfyn, a good start to the morning. How did you find that stage?
Yeah, the start of it was pretty nice, to be honest. All I was expected. This end part is obviously pretty extreme. So, yeah, all fine of them.
I think it's probably a good word to describe it, isn't it? In contrast to the rest of the stage as well. But they know that it's there. They know what to expect. And that's what, this game is all about. They're adapting to the conditions that they're given.
Yeah. First split then coming up for Thierry. Fifth overall so far, and it's looking like a good response from the Belgian in here. 1.6 up at that point. Maybe a little bit of road cleaning finally for these later runners appearing at this stage at least. You can imagine on that epic Montelerno as well. I mean, there may be some, I don't know, gam patches around, but it's such a huge stage. You'd imagine the front runners will suffer in that one. Let's see.
It's just got such a mixture of everything, as you can imagine, over 50 kilometres. EP's got off to a good start this morning, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A really good time on the first stage, confident.
Flying really well over that, Chris. Still with that little bit of front right damage. That was from the previous stage, remember?
Yeah, he said he doesn't really know where that happened. It was just so many bumps and dips, compressions that just came flying off someone.
On fast rallies, of course, you lose a little bit of that aero downforce effect on that front corner, but rallies like Sardegna shouldn't affect him too much, certainly not in a section like this.
Quite rutted into that corner as well. It's damp but not muddy there, but then we hit the mud.
So tight after that first stage, the short one. There's only 11 seconds between the entire field of the Rally 1 cars anyway.
Oh, great time. Fastest through then for Thierry, 5:33. Let's hope he's going to be happy with that. Nudges him just 4.3 seconds behind Ogier. Now,
nasty little compression, isn't it? Right on the line. It's a sort of almost nose-heavy input into that final few meters, but he survives.
Let's cross out to Diana then, who's asking the questions for us today. Fastest. Are you actually on the limit on this stage?
No. Obviously we know a bit better the stage, so I trust a bit more the car. And when it gets a bit rutted, I have much more confidence. But when it's hard surface without ruts, I do not feel the limit of the grip, and I struggle like in the first stage. So yeah, if the conditions stay like this, it might be okay. But otherwise, I'm not 100% confident yet.
I mean, and I think, you know, Robin Pera called it, didn't he, in his stage-end interview? He said it's going to be so much closer in here. The drivers have knowledge of the stage. There's not going to be these huge gaps. He's absolutely right. That's exactly what we're seeing, and Thierry's talking about. You know, the knowledge of the stage giving him a bit more confidence, but also the surface as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, as I said, that last few kilometres, it's 2014, so it's the likes of, you know, Thierry, Danny, Tanak, obviously Ogier, who will know it. But yeah, these the younger boys unfortunately don't have any experience of that tricky section. But yeah, certainly sounds like there's still more to come from Neuville, which is promising. Lappy not quite matching his teammate, 1.2 down at 6.3 kilometres, as you can see. He makes this final approach to the muddy section. Certainly seeing slightly different layouts of the stages, suiting different drivers so far in the first two.
Almost at the end with Lappy. Look at the ruts here in the corner, BK.
It always makes you dizzy as well, trying to, it's so bumpy and getting really manhandled and thrown around inside that car. Having a little bit of a chat there to Janne, not sure what he said.
Oh, there we go. 1.3 seconds down. Not sure what Janne was saying there.
Yeah, a bit of chat going on, isn't there? Seems a little bit concerned about something in here, EP. Not sure if Diana can get to the bottom of that.
It's still a good time on the boards, and he is ahead now of Ogier by 0.4 of a second overall.
Wow.
So into the lead.
Is the stage evolving as you come through now?
Well, for sure, some sections, yes, it's getting cleaner, but for sure, the end is getting much worse. Okay, it's only the last kilometer, but it's quite good.
And how are you managing the tyres?
Very well.
Very well. Excellent stuff from EP. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that we have no more cars on the stage at the moment. The stage has been interrupted, and we will, as soon as we can, give you an extended start, a new start time for that. But the stage has been interrupted. This is the view from Danny Sordo's car right now. So we're just waiting for that new start time. And while we wait, let's quickly go through the times that we have on the board for you. Thierry Neuville has set the fastest time so far on Terra Nova with a 5:33. Lappy with a 5:34.3, which is 1.3 seconds behind, but enough to put him into the lead of the rally because he was faster than Ogier. Tanak was third fastest through, a 5:34.7, then Ogier, then Rovanperä and Evans. So right now, Esa-Pekka Lappy leads the rally by 0.4 of a second over Sebastian Ogier, with Thierry Neuville in third. Of course, we have more cars to come through this stage. Danny Sordo is currently waiting on the start line. We've got, obviously, Taka there and Lube as well. So let's take a little look at a replay here of Esa-Pekka Lappy, the man who has taken the lead of the rally on this stage, although, as I said, we do have more cars to come through yet. Strong morning for him. He seems pretty happy, doesn't he? Pretty confident behind the wheel of the Hyundai i20 this morning. The ever-chill Esa-Pekka Lappy. Nothing seems to faze him out there. It's a strong start. but plenty more kilometres remaining, and plenty more of those just in one stage this morning.
Interesting comments as well that Lappi is making. Yeah, that most of the part of the stage, you're seeing a couple of lines here. There's a bit of grip appearing through to that grippier bedrock, but that back end of the stage, or the mud hole, getting increasingly worse. Get my words out. And you can sort of feel that, can't you? It's getting really rutted. The hole's getting even bigger. So, yeah. But luckily, it is just that last kilometre or so. Who's a good boy?
What, the guy or the dog? I don't know. Just a note as well. Remember, I did ask what Jarno Firm was saying. Quite a lot of you sent me in. He's questioning that he didn't have wipers. He said, I don't have wipers, so he doesn't have access to them. They weren't working. I don't know. But this is what he was saying at the just after the flying finish. So, stage has been interrupted here. New start time coming soon. Thierry Neuville, though, was faster so far on this stage. Seemed pretty happy with his run through this one. He has knowledge of the stage. He said that did help, but also the very nature of the stage suited him better. He was able to push a little bit more, not the flat-out attack. And this isn't the rally where you can have a flat-out attack really on any stage until maybe you're coming into Sunday and you're absolutely fighting for position. It is a marathon, not a sprint here. No,
absolutely. I asked a few of the drivers, because we've got, four of them who are multiple former winners, in fact. So Ogier with 4 and another 3 with 2 wins to their name. And, when you ask them what it takes to win there, and nearly all of them, obviously it's about speed, but it's very much about strategy and, weather certainly coming into it this weekend, but also, yeah, about that balance between, risk and reward, as always. We talk about it a lot, but, yeah, certainly this rally, as much as any, you really can't afford to go absolutely flat out. It's knowing when you can attack and when you've just got to rein it in a little bit, you'd imagine. People sensibly getting the sun lotion out there, so it's still sun lotion and not umbrellas at the moment.
Let that be a lesson to you.
What do you mean?
PK. Less of the coconut oil, more of the SPF.
Yesterday I forgot my sun lotion and my rain jacket, so I was completely wrong. Today I put trousers on and it's blue skies. But look, you can see those clouds in the distance starting to appear. That's what we're talking about. Beautiful sunshine in the morning, and these clouds just roll across into the mountains. Really well supported event. 2 decades now since we first came out here to Sardegna.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I can't believe it is that long, but it absolutely is.
The old San Remo rally, I can't believe that. I did that a couple of times as well back in the day. That was just down the road from Nice, just over the border down the road from Monte Carlo, in fact, actually, San Remo. It's a beautiful event up there on the mainland, but yeah, moved out here 2 decades ago. There's another look at how rough some of these sections are from the camera of Thierry Neuville. And again, this is the first pass, Bex.
Yeah, absolutely. We said that, didn't we? For the first stage this morning, it's going to be tough. But even this sector here towards the end with the mud hole, second pass will be interesting. If you are just joining us, wondering what's going on, this stage has been interrupted for safety reasons, and it should resume shortly. So bear with us. Now, we do have a new start time for this stage. It's in about 1.5 minutes. At 10 o'clock local time, we should be getting back underway with this one. So thank you for your patience, everyone. Just making sure that everyone is in a safe spot before we get the action back underway. Safety is paramount.
Yeah, lots of fans of all ages out here. It's a really packed Olbia town centre last night, real vibrant feel to it. It's kind of a mixture of sort of rally fans and people who've just come out here on their holidays. And there's this sort of bonus of international motorsport events in their backyard as they sip their, not sangrias, we're not in Spain, are we? What do you have in Italy?
Vino.
Aperol Spritz, my producer's just popped in my head. Other drinks are also available, including the non-alcoholic kind, of course. But yeah, really lovely, vibrant atmosphere here in the Olbia town centre last night. Colin McMaster there, famous photographer of our sports, helping the marshals get everyone where they need to be.
Here we go. Back underway then with Danny Sordo. He's in 8th position heading into this stage, just 7/10 behind Tanak, only 9.5 off the lead.
Just a reminder, if you're just joining us, it was his teammate Thierry Neuville with the fastest time through here so far, with a 5:33. And if you are just joining us, it's fun and dry and pretty rapid at this beginning section, but there's a wild, muddy finish to come, getting increasingly rutted and hole-filled, according to Esa-Pekka Lappi a few moments ago. But
we saw a great report earlier from Julian Porter. He was up at Montilerno and talking about the bedrock, you know, the big rocks that are embedded in the earth. They're not really movable. And you can see them at the sides here as well, how careful the drivers have to be, how much they can cut. You know, as well as the loose strewn rocks, there is that big bedrock as well, which it ain't going anywhere if you hit it.
yeah, and that can do some serious damage, can't it? We've seen that so many times and so many rallies. Yeah, and Julian made that great little point at one of those corners where you just ever so slightly different line, you can make up a lot of time, but there's a big risk involved, and certainly in the second pass, a little bit locked up in the left corner there. Sordo is onto the tarmac. Here he comes to this crest.
Some great results here over the years. Obviously, the 2 wins really stand out. The surprise win, first and foremost, when he was, you know, he was at the end of the power stage, and Molly, you know, was getting information in that Tanak had stopped in the stage, and he eventually walked away with the win. He couldn't quite believe it then.
Great view from the footwell there. The foot braking technique. Trying to keep that foot down as much as he can, but it is about balance and about keeping the car in the middle of the road. Yeah, he does have great experience. This is 15th outing here, if memory serves. It's an incredible record, and of course he comes in with that great confidence, suddenly that wonderful second-place finish in Portugal that clearly meant so much to him a few weeks ago.
10. 50, touch 6 left sharp through, right 100. 6 left sharp over.
If you were watching in Portugal, you would have seen a nice little feature on the start procedure for Taka. We come on board with him many, many times, and he's reading his pace notebooks. And at the front of the book, he has a full description of the stage that he's written out. You can see in Japanese, he reads that. But then there's specific timings as to when he does other things within the car. It's all very detailed, and it's the same every single time.
Yeah, Taka making a strong start to the morning as well. 4th fastest at the moment. Or 4th overall, I should say, at the moment.
Well, still 4th fastest.
Yeah.
You were right.
In 4th. You know what I mean.
Do you need a coffee? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Nice cup of tea, do me, Bets. Yeah, so back with Danny Sordo.
Ooh, looking good here. Let's have a look at this time. Just 8/10 off Neuville's pace.
Yeah, he didn't have the best of runs through that opener, did he? He's down in 8th place after the first stage this morning, but still only 9.5 seconds off the top spot. So I think we're already starting to see it, the pack being shuffled again potentially in here with Taka. see there's an absolute gang of photographers all waiting to get that perfect photo of that crest. There's about 30 of them all in there in the same position. It's a wonderful little sequence of corners, that. It's a great one, I'd imagine, for images out here with the mountainous terrain. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit.
Easily through the muddy stuff at the end. This could be a great time. Let's have a look at that countdown. Oh, just... Oh, no, he I was going to say, just missed out.
Sort of seemed to...
But he is faster. 5:32.7 then, the fastest time on the board for Dani Sordo. Propels him up the leaderboard. Ahead of Tanak, now by 1.3 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lube, another driver with a good start out there this morning, but let's hear from Dani. Of course, out today at a big season at stage end for us.
Dani, you're fastest by 2.3. How does your approach change with the slight delay to the start?
We've been quite a lot of time at the start line, but yeah, after, the only way to win the fight is to drive fast and to take risks. Obviously, it was high stakes. I'm very happy with the car performance and all. It was much better than that stage.
Well, there we go. He has given. Can tell from the time he's given it a bit of a push in there, but he said that's the only way to get in the fight is now to take a little bit of risk out there.
Yeah, I love that mantra from Dani. The only way to be in the fight is to drive fast. I mean, it's stated the blooming obvious, but it makes sense.
So it does, yeah. Drive fast, take risks,
Yeah.
which, okay, you don't do a huge amount. Well, you have to at some points here, but it's early on to be doing it, but he is up for the fight. Just confirmation, he is 0.3 of a second faster than Newville through the stage.
Yeah,
Put him just 2.8 behind here.
Yeah, great to hear the car feeling really strong as well. And we've seen, haven't we, over the years, how strong the Hyundai is here. It's looks like a tank, and it needs to be in some of these Sardinian stages. Ooh. Yeah, very wide there. He's got his braking point slightly wrong.
Unfortunately, a little bit of a mess there, wasn't it, from Pierre-Louis?
Yeah, they lost a few tenths there, I think. Good first split coming through for Taka Katsuta there compared to Dani Sordo's effort.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds faster.
Oh, yeah.
And half a second up on Newville as well.
Yeah, Newville has the fastest time, had the fastest time, sorry, at that split, but overall it is Dani Sordo. Let's see how this final muddy section is surviving.
Oh! Quite the sound there from the car on that fight. What a time, though, from Taka. That's great. 5:31.6 is fastest. 1.1 up on Sordo. 1.4 up on Newville. Still holds him in third. No, sorry. Yes, it does. Still hold him in third position overall. 2.8 seconds off the lead.
Let's see where Lube can get in the mix now, if he can put in a bit of a run through here.
Having a good study of the times.
Taka, you're running third overall at the end of this stage. How technical is this one?
Yeah, it's in the beginning of the stage, it's quite a nice stage, but then But you know that the end of the stage is horrible section, so it's I mean the massive understand from the mud and you know like feels like you are in a safari. I think everybody feels safe. But, yeah, not nice to be honest, but it's okay.
Yeah, like he says, it's not nice. They all know it's there. They saw it on the recce. It is going to get a little bit worse with the amount of cars going through. But they're all adapting to it. They're all getting through it. And that's a solid time on the board from Taka. Now, Pierre-Louis Loubet had a good run on the first stage this morning. He did mention that after a water splash, he lost a little bit of power. Came back quite quickly, though. It's 3 seconds down from the fastest at the opening split.
Yeah, there's certainly lots of water awaiting towards the finish in here. Thankfully, as Taka said, it really is horrible, but it's just that last kilometre or so to be survived. But it's providing our parts of our adventure this weekend.
Attention, très bien avancée, en gauche sans moins court, sur droite IPF, 40 mètres, droite sans discours, dans tour gauche 120 bref.
So 3 seconds down. Pierre-Louis, that's on Taka's benchmark now. That's just over 6 kilometres. Where he gets a lot more rutted and rocky as he approaches the mud. Here we go. Usually hit that first corner, don't you?
It's like ice.
Slide across. Really tentative here from Pierre-Louis. You can't afford to go that slow, can you? Because you can really sort of hemorrhage time if you back off completely. Such a good effort in the end, really good effort.
Yeah, he's brought some time back there. It's that really nasty compression once they've gone over the flying finish.
Slots into 5th overall then, Loubet continues his strong start.
Let's update you with the way things stand then in WRC2. Oliver Solberg is leading. We'll come back to that. Let's hear from Pierre-Louis.
Pierre-Louis, how is that stage?
Yeah, it was okay. Not the perfect drive at the beginning. I was a bit too careful. The grip was higher than expected, but after that it was fine.
Well, that also confirms, Bex, as we turn our attention back to WRC2. I think that's the 9th ever stage win for Taka.
I think it's 10th.
I've got 9th. I've got 8th.
Yeah, I've just had it from a very reliable source that it's 10th.
Okay, well, the stats that I looked up was incorrect. I'm now going to double check.
We can have a good debate over this. There's been many occasions where this has happened. Oliver Solberg, then, let's focus on him while PK does some rudimentary maths.
Well, one of the normally very reliable websites is telling me that's his 9th, so we'll get to the bottom of that one.
Oliver's lead is 1.1 seconds over Andres. Moving on.
Anyway, he won the States. And he's had plenty of them now.
Yeah, it's not exactly his first or his 100th.
No.
So he's somewhere in between. Mikkelsen is 1.1 seconds behind Oliver Solberg. Oliver with a good start last night and this morning. Suninen's in 3rd position in WRC2.
Oh, something's gone.
What the fuck happened there?
Apologies for the language, but this is, you know, we're in their office right now.
Whatever's
something is gone.
Yeah,
that's what Elliot said. So he could obviously feel it. We'll have a look around the car when they get to the stop
all those
control.
holes in that. Whatever happened, it happened very near the finish there, and they got all those holes, all those compressions in the mud. Maybe one of the suspension springs given way in that front. He said front left, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what Elliott certainly could feel.
I mean, it is that much tougher, isn't it, for these Rally 2 cars? We'll get back. Here we go. Here we go. It was exactly that. And that's, I'm sorry to say, Bex,
that could well be game over. Let's hear from him. Let's see what, well, amazing things can be done these days, so maybe not.
50-kilometre stage coming up.
Oliver, I can see some damage to the car. What happened?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It just, one of the straights, I brake to a tight left, and then all of a sudden before the corner, it just collapsed. I haven't hit anything, so I honestly don't know.
You feel like you're fighting the car at the moment?
No, I feel fantastic in the car. Super easy. No push at all. And the times are coming, and then all of a sudden this shit here, so unbelievable.
It is unbelievable because, as he said, yeah, he's had a fantastic start to this event. But now that front left has completely given way suspension-wise.
I was assuming it was in one of those holes in the livery, in the mud holes, like here, where you're seeing some of these, but it sounds like it wasn't even, it was before that. Anyway, Mikkelsen does complete 4.8. I mean, the suspension has taken a battering. You saw it in that first stage as well. It was like a buckaroo at times. The car was really getting thrown around, and he was attacking, and it's just rotten luck for, as he said, he was absolutely nailing it in terms of the times.
Yeah.
Andreas, how was that stage?
It was fine. We had a clean run. I expected to lose a little bit of time because we have a hard, but yeah, when we have 3 soft, it helps. So in these muddy conditions, it's not optimal, but I did the best with what I had.
How important is it to feel the grip going into that first corner?
Excuse me?
How important is it to feel the grip going into the first corner?
Well, the first corner I crashed for 2 years ago, so on this stage it's important.
We all remember that, Andreas, we do. And it's obviously still very much in his mind as well. Takamoto Katsuta taking the stage win on this one, 5:31.6. Danny Sordo 1.1 behind, with Thierry Neuville third fastest, then Lube, then Lappi. And we've got Tanak just 4/10 behind Lappi. Overall classifications for you then. It's Lappi back into the lead, with Ogier dropping down to second, 4/10 separating them. Takamoto Katsuta is in third position overall, 2.4 seconds adrift of Ogier, 2.8 seconds behind the lead. Then we've got Neuville in fourth position, Lube in fifth position overall, Sordo in sixth. Then it's Tanak, Rockenhara, Evans and Mikkelsen now to complete the top 10. Let's head in to what should be a blue sky service park here at